Welcome to the Whet Palette Podcast. I am your host, Brenda Popritskin. Today's guest is a restaurateur, cultural bridge builder, and one of the most influential forces shaping Miami's modern Japanese dining scene. And then some, which we'll talk about. Born in Caracas and trained in the art world before spending more than a decade immersed in Japan, Alvaro's journey is rooted in discipline, craftsmanship, and a deep respect for culture. His work blends Japanese precision with Latin warmth, transforming restaurants into spaces of connection, emotion, and intention. Recognized by the Japanese government as a goodwill ambassador for Japanese cuisine, his mission goes beyond food. It's about honoring tradition, creating cultural dialogue, and elevating Miami's place on the global culinary stage. Today, we're talking about his journey, his relationship with Miami, and what he believes the city's culinary future can and should become. Welcome, Alvaro. Woo!
Thank you, Brenda, for having me here. I like that introduction.
Hey,
It was good.
hey, I am a writer. Okay, so we're going to get into details in a sec, but to begin, in your words, who is Alvaro Perez Miranda?
I'm an artist.
Okay.
Was forced to be a restaurateur.
You were forced to be a restaurateur?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I couldn't leave. I couldn't make a living as an artist.
I get that. Okay.
And I started working in a restaurant. And years passed by, and I realized that I was really good in what I was doing. I had this natural Latin touch hospitality that I connected with people. And I found my way into the restaurant business to bring the artistic and the sensibility side on it. And I did well. So basically, by heart, my heart is first I'm an artist.
Yeah.
And then I do everything else. But I think the art has taken is a big part of my life. Collecting art, making restaurants that the art is a very important component. So that's how I see myself.
Anything in childhood that shaped grew up in Caracas, so like
No, in Valencia.
in Valencia? Okay. So anything in your childhood that shaped besides working in a restaurant? Like how did you end up there, that journey?
Well, I was born in Valencia, Venezuela. I come from a humble family.
And we had to talk about the clown.
Yes, of course. I graduated high school a little bit earlier, and then I started working as a clown, animating children's parties.
I still need to see a picture of that.
It was so much fun. It was so much fun. And I started making some money. And I was also reading about the Medici story, about the Renaissance. And I was dreaming about being an artist, about going to live in Venezuela and just going and painting and make a living out of that. And soon, then I went. I left Venezuela when I was 18. And then I arrived in Italy. Then I came back to Venezuela. Then I went back to, then I went to Los Angeles. And in Los Angeles, I found a job in very shortly at Cafe Roma in Beverly Hills. Recently closed. And I met a guy who is still in my life, Joseph, who was opening El Forno. And I talked to him, and I'm like, let me do this and that, and let me help you with the design and decorating and things like that. And I worked there for 4 years, almost 5 years. and I became the manager of the restaurant at one point. A Japanese group of people came. I really took care of them. Il Forno in back in that day, back in the 80s, that was a really good popular restaurant. All the movie stars, movie directors, they were all there.
So hospitality was your strength, is your strength.
I was a natural in that. I never thought when I talked to Joseph, I'm like, I don't want to be in this business. Okay, I'm an artist actually, and I got put myself through school. I went to Parsons School of Design in Los Angeles, Otis Parsons, and 2 years later, I just couldn't pay anymore. It was getting too expensive for me. And then I got into the hospitality business. I'm like, okay, this is what I do. I was very popular as a waiter. I was making more money than anybody else.
You were hustling.
Yeah, I was hustling in the restaurant, and I did well. And then the opportunity came for Forna to open up in Japan, and I went without thinking about it. And with a company called Royal Host, who owned about 200, 300 restaurants, Danish type, family restaurants. And they also did all the catering, all the food for all the catering for all the planes that left from Narita Airport. And they wanted to have an Italian restaurant, so I worked with that company for 2 years. Then I started doing consulting. I did a job for about a year for Wembley Stadium. They were planning to do the World Cup, and Nisho Iwai was a Japanese corporation, was opening. They were doing the stadiums, and that was a good experience for me because we were doing the food and beverage for the stadium. Then I met an investor, and together we built 33 Italian restaurants
In Japan.
in Japan. So during all the 1990s, we were making all the Italian restaurant scenes. We had a really successful restaurant where everybody came. We had pizza places. We had ice cream shops. It was really nice. Then in 2002, I separated from the company, created a company called Metromet. The name came from Metropolitan Gourmet. And I was producing restaurants for other people. I love the creative side of building a restaurant. I see myself as a producer. I think about the chef and the design and how we're going to do it. And I also loved doing small restaurants because that's the way I like to eat.
Yeah, of course.
I like quality versus quantity. So doing small restaurants for me is a lot of fun rather than to do
Yeah.
restaurants, big restaurants. And the company is, I have a partner who is Joseph, my first boss, and that's it. And we've been doing restaurants in Miami.
Oh, even now he's a partner.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a
Oh,
shareholder.
I don't think I've never met him.
No, he lives in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
He's a shareholder of the company. And from Tokyo, I moved to New York. And from New York, I came here in 2014, which I met Avra, the owner of the Vagabond. And,
All right.
And we did the first restaurant in Miami where I met this young chef. He was 26 at the time, Alex Chan, and we opened the Vagabond restaurant, which was really, really nice, fun, and it was very successful. Um, and 8 years ago, I started Wabi Sabi, that is now Midorie,
Mm-hmm.
with Masa. I met Masa and we talked about it, and he was introduced to me by another chef. And here we are now, 8 years later. Um, Wabi Sabi now, Midorie, has 8 years. Wow.
I went way before Hiyakawa. So Midori, not Midori, because I keep saying Midori.
Midorie. Actually, Midori means green in
Mm-hmm.
Japanese. And when you put the
Like the
E,
drink.
exactly. And when you put the E at the end,
Mm-hmm.
Midorie means
Yeah.
like the green painting,
Okay.
or giving health, or giving something green to
Okay.
somebody. That's what Midorie means.
Okay.
But it's okay to say Midori too.
Okay.
That's like, it's okay.
Like I'm so gringa.
Right.
Like Midori.
Exactly.
That's like with Chef Beltran. I would always say like Ariete, and then they were like Ariette. And then one day, like when I have like just first met him, I was like, why do you keep saying Ariette? And he's like, well, that's how people say it. I'm like, but it's Ariete. Like
It's Ariete. I say Ariete.
Ariete. I mean, I think it depends who I'm talking to, or I'm like Ariete or Ariette.
Exactly. If you're
Yeah.
talking to a Latin guy, it's
I
like
know. It's like,
Ariete.
why would I say
Like,
Ariette? So going back a little bit to the Japan part, what were some like early on like culture shocks or things that were like very different? Because obviously things are very different
well,
there.
the first day that I arrived in Japan, they took me to eat kaiseki food in a
Okay.
really fancy restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this, like, it was my first time eating kaiseki,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I see these little things. There were places, and I couldn't understand it because it lacked, I think to understand the food, you have to understand a little bit of the culture,
Mm-hmm.
right? And for me, coming from Venezuela, Italy, the U.S., where salty, it's really salty, and you see
Yeah.
the flavors and
Yeah.
spicy, and I found myself eating that so delicate
Mm-hmm.
food. I was like, I don't know if I like this food. But my first spring is when I understood the culture about Japan. That
Mm-hmm.
was the sakura came, and the whole country goes nuts for the sakura. Talking to you, 1990, when I see the sakura the first time, and companies, they give you days off so you can have,
Explain what that is.
it's called the ohanami, right? They give you a day off so you can have picnics under the sakura tree in parks, and people drinks, and they bring, bento boxes, and they it's so beautiful. And I saw the sakura for first time, and I go, wow, this flower is so delicate. Where if you put a bunch of flowers together, they look pink,
Mm-hmm.
more pink, and when you separate them, the the color fades a little bit. And then I went, okay, Japan is about that. Then I went back and I go, that's why the food was so delicate, which I learned about sensai. Sensai is that delicate balance between what it has to be and what doesn't have to be. So, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And from that moment on, I had a tremendous appreciation for Japanese cuisine in all levels, because that you were tasting an eggplant, and you actually tasted the eggplant, but the salty, and the flavor and the umami did not interfere with the flavor of the eggplant. So that balance is about the Japanese food. Then being Latin and taking care of people, because Venezuelans also, we have this natural hospitality. I think in Latin America we do have it, where they come, mi amor, un cafecito, and
Right,
like,
right. Yeah, we're very confianzudos. Like it's very, we immediately like drop the guard.
like, my love.
We're not too formal. Yeah,
Exactly.
Cubans are famous for that. I always talk about that. How I love the whole mi amor, mi vida, mi corazón. Like, right away, I love
Hola,
that.
mi negrito. Like, qué bello.
Yeah, and
Quiero un cafecito.
it's completely normal and
Right, it's normal.
appreciated, and you don't even think about it until you're somewhere else where that's that's not the same.
So, and
Even the greetings, though, even the greeting, right? Like you go in for like a kiss or like kind of like a partial hug. Where most cultures, or even here, sometimes it's kind of like, okay, like why are you coming so close? Why are you touching me?
imagine the Japanese.
No,
And I'm
por
like,
eso.
come on, let me
You're
give you
like,
a hug.
hey.
And they were like,
How are you?
so, but they started telling me that, Alvaro, your Omotenashi is amazing. And like,
And side note, you
Omotenashi.
were also in the Italian space, which is
Right.
also very friendly and very warm. And so
Exactly.
it's not like you went to do Japan restaurants at first.
Right. So in the restaurant, we started teaching Italian to the Japanese guys. They were like, go and say, buonasera, buongiorno, instead of irashaimase. Because in Japan, they say, irashaimase, when you come to a place. That means welcome. We were like, no, we're not going to say irashaimase. We're going to say buongiorno, buonasera. And we started communicating, teaching the Japanese a little bit of Italian, like table numbers, call the table, this kind of thing. We like, so it was fun to see the Japanese speaking Italian. Tavola uno, tavola dieci,
Right,
per
right.
favore. They were like, oh, un cappuccino, due, tre.
Yeah.
So that was fun. So then I learned about Omotenashi, but I was like, what is Omotenashi? Omotenashi is the hospitality that comes from the heart. That really,
Genuine
like,
hospitality.
genuine, that you go and you take care of that. And also, me being Virgo and being like OCD, I learned Komakai, which is the attention to detail.
Virgo's what month?
August.
I don't know many Virgos.
August 20, from 23rd on.
Okay.
I'm 23rd. So then I got the base of that. And these three principles is what I use in my company that I want to teach my employees. And I teach my team. This is like what really we want to set us apart from everybody else. Is our service philosophy, which is Omotenashi, Komakai, and Sensei. Everybody in our company, every employee knows that. And we practice that. That's why we create. You come to our restaurants, and we create that vibe that is like based on those three principles.
How does Miami come into the picture? Or you had already been, before Japan, you had already been to Miami?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah. Throughout your life, you had been to Miami.
Yeah, yes.
So at what point does Miami come in as, this is where we're going to go next?
Well, I was living in New York, which in New York I was not really happy. I'm more of a tropical person, especially in February. By this time, I was already depressed with the cold. I came on 2014 with my son for the midwinter break, and we were on the beach in February, and I'm like,
Yeah.
let's move to Miami.
That's what everyone thinks.
And my son goes like, Papi, with you, I'm going to move. We can move to the moon if you want to.
Aw.
And we were here. And then I met Avra, became friends with Avra. We made the restaurant. And the Vagabond gave us the opportunity to really meet a lot of people. That restaurant was good. Still, I find people
Yeah.
that talks about the restaurant.
I never made it.
You never went?
I never went. No, I went to that. I think we spoke about this. The I was covering that interview, that round table of chefs.
Right, exactly.
That it was
With Alex.
Diego and
Alex.
Alex and
Right.
Brad Kilgore, and so I
Right.
covered that and I wrote about that for a publication. And then that's it. I never. I was like, I need to go back. I never went back.
Yes, the Vagabond was very special. Alex, super talented chef too.
And that spot like keeps getting stuff, but nothing like really sticks long term.
After us, what can I say?
Yeah,
You know, it's
of
like
course. Of course. So you meet. Okay, so then.
then I couldn't find Japanese food, real Japanese food in Miami. Every time I wanted to eat Japanese food, we had to go to New York to go. And one time, my son, that was his idea. He goes, Papi, why don't you open up a Japanese restaurant?
Your son's trilingual, I guess. I'm guessing.
Yes,
His mom's Japanese.
Japanese. Tomas, and he goes, why don't you just open up a restaurant, Japanese restaurant? You are Latin, you speak Japanese, speak English. I think, you've been in Japan for so many, 15 years. I think you can do it well. And I was like thinking, what? So he put there. So I started looking for a chef. Yeah. And I met Masa. Masa and I were been together for 8 years already. An amazing guy. I'm super lucky to have him. He's become like a brother. You know, we he's amazing as a chef too. And Masa is about komakai. Masa is super komakai. Masa komakai is like the attention to detail. So for me to work with Masa, I had to really step up my game.
How did you connect with him?
Another chef introduced me.
Okay.
Masa was working in another restaurant, and he was looking and met this guy. I mean, this Venezuelan guy who goes like, "Listen, this is what I did in Japan. This is what I want to do here. Let's open up restaurants, but has to be about let's make people feel that they're in Japan. Has to be about quality. Has to be, with attention to detail, the service, and this is how we started."
I went. There I did go. And the first day I met you and Masa. And you came out and you gave me a postcard because Hiyakawa was going to open.
Right.
So you had a postcard that had the drawing, like the sketch of the ceiling and the whole thing. And you were like, well, you think you like this, but we're going to open this. And, I want you to come in and try this at some point, whatever. And then I think like maybe 9 months, 6 months later, you opened.
Yeah, I mean, Hiyakawa was fun to do it because it was like I really wanted to have the ceiling had to be like an art installation,
It is an art installation.
right? And from the outside, the perspective, because Hiyakawa is very open.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to have a sign that says Hiyakawa or anything.
Yeah.
I wanted the restaurant to be the sign. And so we gave the perspective of a theater, like a small theater when you see it outside. And Hiyakawa just turned 5 years last year. We're going through our 6th year. Time flies, Brenda. Whoa. So, and then Matthew Vanderwerf came. I knew Matthew. I met Matthew on the Vagabond times. And Matthew was developing Little River. And one day he came to the restaurant and he goes, Alvaro, if you want to do another restaurant, what would you like to? And I was like, I want to do a restaurant, Japanese restaurant, a small one, omakase, but I want to do it with a garden.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, wow, okay. I, uh, 2 months later, he called me up, took me out to dinner, and goes, I have the space for you. And we went to see it, and it was perfect. Next to the train track, makes you feel that you're in Japan, in Shibuya, one of these like izakayas. And masa was a little bit, Alvaro, I don't know, because we can't put a high-end restaurant next to the train. But it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
And when Masa and I, we were like conceptualizing Ogawa was about, let's just focus to bring the best of the best. No compromise. And it was crazy because we opened up Ogawa. We had the governor of Ibaraki Prefecture coming to Tokyo. That was like on October 20th. And 2023, right? And we were rushing to open up to have that restaurant ready. And we opened November 15th,
23.
23. And the day before we opened, I haven't even tasted the menu yet.
And you were just blindly trusting.
We were like,
Right,
okay,
yeah.
guys, it was Royce who worked with us from the very beginning, Chef Royce, who is like,
Right.
that kid is amazing, too. And Masa. And we opened up, and the reservations went booked for the entire rest of the year. And it was amazing. Then we received the invitation from Michelin, 2024. We got the star.
Right, and that was not
And
even 6 months, right? Like
no,
because you got the invitation, so if
5
you
months.
open,
5 months later.
you physically got it 5 months later, but if you open in November, and the additions were announced like January, February, so that was like
Right.
8 weeks later, like you were already because they announce usually like
Right,
teasers
right.
until you physically got it in April or May,
Right.
but it's announced January, February, the additions,
Right.
so that was like barely 2 months in. They had already visited Ogawa.
They have already.
Mm-hmm.
And this
You
is
think you knew when they visited?
No.
No.
They are. They're
You
so
weren't
sneaky, these Michelin
I know,
inspectors.
yeah.
Maybe we know who they are, but like they never say that they're inspectors. I have
No,
no.
of course they're not going to say.
I have no idea.
You're not
Like
looking up the lone diners and seeing like,
we cannot ever find everybody.
has a legit
We
background
have
number,
everybody has a legit background. Nobody pays with.
a different
It's like
card
we have no idea. With a different card, yeah.
with a different
That's
card.
one thing. It's like, let's come on, guys.
Yeah,
Let's
I think we talked
let's
about this recently.
exactly.
Yeah.
And but
Reservation
nothing
under one name, tip, hot tip. Pay with a different card. That's
exactly
not the name on the reservation.
right,
Then you can look up that name.
right. No, but like we
Yeah.
we paid attention to that,
And nothing. They're sneaky, sneaky Michelin inspectors.
and also with Hiyakawa, I don't know, like with Hiyakawa, we were on the guide, and
Right.
I I thought with Hiyakawa we were gonna get a star when we first got the invitation to be on the, but I don't think in Hiyakawa they even visit the restaurant because they mentioned a chef that I had as a consultant. No, was Masa, who was the actual chef,
Right.
right?
That's another giveaway sometimes. It's what they write in the paragraph or description of the restaurant. Sometimes, especially restaurants that are seasonal, they change their menu. So then you kind of have a window of when they visited. But maybe sometimes it's just a matter of research.
I mean, not because it's my restaurant, but I think Hiyakawa is a very beautiful and
And you
well-established
recently
restaurant in
changed the
Miami.
format of Hiyakawa? A
Yeah,
little
we,
bit.
do, we don't do, we
Talk a
don't,
little bit
we
about
have
that.
a tasting menu in Hiyakawa. And now Royce, who was in Ogawa, and Jamie, who was in Ogawa too, they took over the kitchen. Royce is now a partner in Hiyakawa, and that's
Okay.
basically his restaurant. And we are trying to update the information, but I think Royce and Jamie, who were in Ogawa, moved out in Hiyakawa, and the food is really amazing in Hiyakawa. I love Hiyakawa. It's the restaurant that I love Ogawa, but Hiyakawa is my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, you have all three different tiers, kind of, right? So you have from
Exactly.
Midorie
Right.
all the way to Ogawa. And now, dun, dun, dun.
And now we have Emelina.
Yes, my phone rings. Hi, Brenda. I want to tell you something.
Exactly. You were the first one.
I'm opening a non-Asian restaurant. Oh, do tell. It's going to be Cuban. What? What do you mean Cuban?
I think the concept of Emelina is really, really good. I think Osmel and Camila are fantastic.
It's
I
West Palm
used
Beach.
I used to go to Entrenos,
Right.
and Osmel calls me and he goes, Alvaro, can we meet up for coffee? I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. I'm into the point of my life that I really want to mentor the young chefs who are about to begin their business and teach them. I think I have 43 years of experience in this business. I have produced and done more than 70 restaurants in 42 years in Japan, mostly, right? So Osmel calls me. Let's have a coffee, and I go to Sweet Havana, which is my daily go coffee. And he goes, Alvaro, he was looking at the place which is next to Hiyakawa. And he asked me, like,
Where the
would you
Italian
be
restaurant is? No.
exactly?
Okay.
And I'm like, would you be interested in partnering with me to do a restaurant? And I'm like, yeah, of course. I mean, he has the pedigree. He's a good chef. I had the chance to see him, and I think we share the same values in terms of hospitality and what we want to give. And he had several ideas, and he pitched Emelina. And when he said like Cuban cuisine looking forward, what would have been of Cuban cuisine without restraints of communism or the revolution, going back to the essence of Cuban cuisine from the 1950 pre-revolution, and taking it to his level, single thread and matador and all that. And I thought it was like, wow, yeah, let's do it. And it was meant to happen because my landlord in West Palm Beach for Midorie, which we're planning to open in April, about we already started construction, had the space. And he called me up and he goes, Alvaro, what do you think this space for Hiyakawa? I'm like, no, I have something better.
That was a clutch get because that space is gorgeous.
Yeah, and then I called Osmel. Osmel was in Spain. I'm like, you got to come and see the space. This is perfect for Emelina. And here we are. We opened up last Tuesday.
That's Tuesday. It's great. I recently
Also,
dined in, and I'm just so excited for what's going to become because it's a strong start. But how do you start so strong? Like, where's there left to go?
exactly.
Right?
Well, just just do what we do best, which is the hospitality, the food. the connection with people. The response of last week has been amazing, honestly.
You're still
Look,
doing so. Now you're starting with one seating.
we're starting already. It's going faster because Osmel and the team and Camila and Letty and Alex, the kitchen team, they're like make things
Do
happen.
it, yeah.
Like they're like this Saturday we did just two
The two
sittings
seatings.
and it went so smooth.
Yeah.
And I was just like, let's take a little time, to make the transition. But it was like I was surprised. I talked to them. I was like, I'm so proud of you guys.
Yeah. If they want to go all in,
Good.
then let them go all in.
We have Ashley, who is our GM, came from New York, just really good too.
Yeah, she was great.
So I think the team, this restaurant was meant to happen. And I believe this restaurant is meant to change the Cuban and take the Cuban cuisine into a new direction.
Well, especially for that area, because that area, this is it's a little more common in Miami, but it's very foreign in West Palm Beach. Have you had a lot of locals? What has the
We-
clientele been like?
we-
Have you had a
we-
lot of Miami people drive up and then the locals?
Both.
There?
And the locals they're like blown away. They go, wow, I never had anything like this before. This is fantastic. And I think the word of mouth is going to be,
Of course.
is going to spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
I think we even have, in Japan, I had opportunities to open up Hiyakawa and to bring a Japanese concept back to Japan.
Yeah.
You got to be
I was going to say that
like-
takes guts.
well, but if anybody can do it, I can do it. Because I know the market and I know what it is. And
How
I
often
think
do you go to Japan nowadays?
three times a year.
So I was going to say, do you miss something? But if you go that often, then
No, I go. I go. I friends, my ex-employees, dear friends that I see, go and eat for 10 days. My heart out. Do some. Bring an empty suitcase. Bring it back with like Japanese goods, things like that.
so jealous. Oh my
it's like-
God.
And I think when in Japan, when they heard about Emelina, it's like, Alvaro, you doing a Cuban restaurant? Like, yep. I'm like, everybody's just like, in fact, I have some Japanese people coming to see Emelina on the 25th of this month. We have, imagine, so
Next week. So what are we thinking Michelin-wise?
for,
Hopes for Emelina?
I hope so. I hope we can, I want to be honest with you. I hope that, I think we have what it takes, to do it. I don't know if the timing is right
Yeah, that's,
because we're like, but they have not announced yet.
they haven't, and
They're-
they're late this year, which is
they're-
weird. It might work to your benefit that it's late.
I hope
I don't
so.
know. But
I think-
because usually by January or February, by now,
Right.
for these couple of weeks, last week and this week, are usually the weeks when they announce, and they haven't, as of this recording, announced anything yet. So I don't know if that gave enough time for someone to come in and stop in.
But in Miami, to be honest with you, with Michelin, I don't know what to think.
We never know what to think. Some of them are wild cards, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like we just focus on do what we do best,
That's all you can do.
which is
Yeah.
and whether happens, it happens. Like I wish that Hiyakawa to be on the Michelin like level. I know where we have, right? And I think we want to establish Ogawa that is the restaurant, which is happening. The people come from abroad and they come to Ogawa to be a Miami staple, And I think Hiyakawa also, after 5 years, is a very, very steady business too. Hiyakawa, we do 50 people a day. That's all we do.
I was going to say, it sounds like not a whole lot. Like, you
No.
could do so much more.
Right.
Yeah.
But Hiyakawa, also the quality of Hiyakawa and how Royce took Hiyakawa to another level, I'm very happy with that.
And how many seats total is Emelina?
Emelina has 12 seats in the counter and 2 tables of twos. So we have 16 people.
That's right, it was 2, not 3. 2 tops.
2 tops.
Yeah. I think you have gold on your hands. And I think ultimately, I've said this before to you, that I thought Ogawa is one of the few restaurants we have that's probably ready to be closer to like a 2. Because in everything, right, you have the entire package there. The food, space, the vibe, the hospitality, just it's a good package. And then obviously Emelina, those are good. Those are all, to me, like really good contenders to represent Miami.
Yeah, I think so.
And be the next ones to, or the first ones to be leveled up. Because so far, it's only been down here, Robushan.
Well, either it does, we need to have a local operator. It's going to be good for Miami
that's
too.
The other thing.
Whoever it is.
Yeah.
I think Miami needs that.
That's my hope too, right? Because Robushan is kind of an import. And
Robushan is a brand. It's not the chef anymore.
Right.
He passed away. I knew him personally. And I think,
the way that it should happen, or it would be beautiful to happen, is, like you say, someone local.
Right.
Someone,
like
a concept that's to us,
from Miami.
a South Florida concept.
Exactly.
Right? I think we're ripe for that, Michelin. Get it going. Come on. Let's do
We need
it.
to find out who these people are.
Good luck with that. What do you think outsiders still misunderstand about Miami's food culture?
Well, Miami has, we have the foodies. The people who wants to eat good food, the people who wants to have the quality. They understand the quality. And Miami has everything, and the people still comes to Miami and they want to go to the party restaurants with the DJ and the whole thing. So we have everything here. I think in the whole spectrum, I think it's good for Miami anyway. I think it's getting better.
Yeah.
I think
you're helping it make better.
In the next 5 years, Miami is going to become a good destination, and we are focusing. We stay true to the hospitality, to the service that we have. I went to a restaurant that just opened up a little bit, and they wouldn't serve me tap water. I didn't want to have the whole bottle. And they goes like, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna have anything.
What?
And my glass was.
So you could have gone to the bathroom in theory, filled it up, and come back and been like,
exactly,
hey,
exactly.
Here I am.
And but
It's ridiculous.
I think we want to be able. I see, because the hospitality that we provide is really like, I mean, Miguelito and Miguel in Hiyakawa
Yeah,
is a
great.
personality. I mean, it's so much fun to be in Hiyakawa. And even in Ogawa. In Ogawa,
Ogawa's fun.
Ogawa is fun.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make Ogawa like that.
It's not
really
stuffy.
Stiff,
it's not. Every time I go, I mean, I'm also a talker and shocker, and I could talk to everyone, but everyone ends up talking to each other, and you learn how everyone got to the restaurant and all about. I have so many Instagram friends that from all my dinners at Ogawa, from every single one. So it becomes a little bit of a dinner party by the end of the night.
Ogawa, yes, it does. And Masa allows me to be behind the counter too.
You love that too. You love
I
that
love it.
schmoozy,
No,
like, hey.
yeah.
And then sometimes in one night you go from, well, now it's a little harder with Emelina, but you go from like one restaurant to the other restaurant to the other restaurant. You show
I know,
up.
I love to, because this is like, I want to connect with our customers. I want to tell them the story because the chefs are always concentrating on the
Yeah.
food. So in Emelina, also, Osman and Camila, they go, oh yeah, you can be behind the counter too and talk to people. And I like that. And I see the chance when I have, I love to tell the story about how Camila designed the dish, the first dish,
Uh-huh.
the
The one
minuta,
with the
with the
ocean.
minuta, right?
Yeah. It's a beautiful dish. I was turning it over.
The composition
Yeah.
with the waves and the sand and the shadow and the sea grape tree and like I think people should know that story. And sometimes if they don't have the chance to say it, I think that's the perfect dish to begin dinner. And it's like, and you can grab it with your hands. So which gives you uh, a little bit of informality on that you can grab that in
Yeah, the dish
perfect
is everything
furniture and it's like
because
so good.
it's perfect. The batter's perfect. And you have a little bit of the caviar on top to fancy it up and bring a little salty. But no, it's a beautiful combination.
I
Yeah.
love that. I
It's a
tell
strong
Osman
start.
that I want to go to the movies with a bunch of these and just
Of
like
course.
and eating
Yeah, those are very
eating
good.
like
Yeah.
that like that. I love that dish.
And
The
the
desserts are
The
amazing.
desserts were also part of my favorite. The yuca dish was. I need to have that yuca dish again because I think I understood it and I had it, but a lot of the times I go home and I analyze what I just ate. Well, not a lot of times, all the time, right? So then get the menu and then I look at my pictures in the video and I'm like, oh, I feel like I need to have that cream yuca again
That is
because the
so good.
dumpling. There were so many parts in that, and I think I kind of scarfed it like too fast. I think I want to go and enjoy it a little more slowly.
That's one of the dishes that everybody loves.
Yeah.
And it's so simple because you open it up and you
Yeah.
just like see there is,
Yeah, but
you
there's a
know,
lot going on underneath.
but there is a lot of going on underneath. I think I think it's really good. So we're gonna. I think Emelina has a bright future,
I
and
think so too.
also we are talking between Camila, Osman, and I. We are talking about um, opening also other places. We have some ideas on the pipeline that are we're gonna make it happen. Like already
More casual concepts.
established. Look, been operating restaurants in Miami for already 10 years. Like I'm a veteran on these successful restaurants that are happening. They maintain the quality, the good level of service. So I'm happy for what to be here in Miami and to be a restaurateur in Miami is so much fun. Also to combine it with art.
Yeah, with your art.
I'm opening also in Fort Lauderdale, and I was like fishing in Fort Lauderdale, and I commissioned an artist to do a 28 feet sculpture of origami cranes in aluminum. They look gorgeous.
For what? Where are you going to put that?
In Midorie,
Oh, the
Fort
Fort
Lauderdale.
Lauderdale one. Okay. Do you paint anymore?
I do, but I don't like what I paint. I draw,
Pencil sketch?
yeah, and I don't like. I I never transcended from the drawing. I'm really good at I can see you, I can sketch you, I can do perspectives,
Uh-huh.
I can make compositions and everything else. But I love about painting. I love to see the brush strokes on paintings. I like textures. I like the composition.
Like mixed media.
I like I like I like to find the beauty in the painting, get into like the artist's mind when they were making it. So in all of my restaurant, the art is important. Midorie 79, I have a beautiful piece with this Mexican artist. Um, I have Queso Ciso in Midorie in Coconut Grove. Midorie for Lauderdale is going to be Rafael Rangel. They're all local artists.
That's great. Yeah, featuring them.
In Midorie in West Palm Beach will be Paola Mondarain,
That's April.
which also I have him in Hiyakawa too.
That's the opening in April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to support young artists. And also through the gallery, I can fund my social work. That is, I take young kids from vulnerable areas in Venezuela, teach them how to do business, teach them accounting, Excel, what do they have to do. And recently I opened up a barber shop
Saw
for
that.
them, which was like nice, satisfying that.
Is that something maybe they could franchise? Like you could
Well,
move that?
now I'm going to do the hair salon for the ladies, for the young girls. Because what happened in Venezuela also, look, you go to these areas and you find 15-year-old girls already with a baby. And it's hard to see. So these are I've been going through doing conferences in high schools and things like that to motivate them. And I find that super rewarding. So that's the other part, the philanthropy part that I've been taking now that I'm 60, over 60. So I'm going to be 62 this year.
Doing great. I know. Do you ever relax? What is your idea of relaxing?
I do meditation
Okay.
every morning,
For how long?
20 minutes.
20 minutes? In silence or music?
No, in silence,
Okay.
like no music. I cannot really. That's the first thing I do in the morning when I wake up. It's just like
Seated or laying
meditate.
down?
No, if I lay
If I
down, I
didn't
fall
fall
asleep.
asleep, that's what I would do.
It happened. And it's like
Jinx.
and you fall
Any
asleep.
chance to fall asleep, I'm there. So funny. Yeah, so seated. And
Seated, straight up, and 20 minutes, and I do transcendental meditation, which is
okay.
like 20 minutes is equivalent to 8 hours of sleep. So sometimes I really need it. Or sometimes in the afternoon when I'm like, I go to my car and I sit down and I'm like, close my eyes and meditate for 20 minutes, and I'm like,
20 minutes is a lot.
ready to go. Because I do.
Because thoughts are going to keep creeping in. So, get out.
Because I do 14, 16 hours sometimes. I go to all the restaurants. I say hello to my
I know.
customers.
I've been there, I know.
I say hello to my customers. I make sure that everybody's okay. I take reservations. I have a list of customers that are VIPs and that's the other thing about that. Like I want to make sure that like we take care of our customers. I never want to
think you
be
do.
that kind of restaurants that you call and you cannot make a reservation for like 2 weeks. Or you call and you go like, no, we're full for the rest of the month. I want to make sure that we always have a space for our regular customers. And that's, I think, also makes us different. Like customers, they call me up even the same day and we try to accommodate. Except this Saturday that all the restaurants are booked because
Yeah.
it's Valentine's.
Valentine's Day.
So like there's nothing I can do. Like,
Yeah.
Luis and my staff, they go like, do not take reservations.
You're done. Emelina's doing 2 seats
Yes,
on Saturday?
on Saturday,
Nice.
and we're booked.
Of course.
We're doing sittings at 5 and at 8 o'clock.
What do you eat on a regular day?
I go to Flora,
Flora?
a plant kitchen, yeah, that is close to
A what kitchen?
Flora Kitchen is on 54th and Biscayne, close to like where Andiamo was. I have juices in the morning. They have like a healthy menu salads and things like that. So I go there often. I eat in my restaurants as well. In Ogawa, I don't eat that much because I found that I don't have the patience to do
The 3 hour,
2.5 hour
yeah, 2.5
dinner.
hour experience.
But sometimes I have to entertain somebody in Ogawa, and
You're like, okay.
I just go like skip the first part. I'm just gonna eat the sushi,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I make it a little bit later when I have doing business or have to bring somebody else there. I think I sit down with you one time,
Yeah, last time. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. The last time in Ogawa. You ate.
You ate, I ate it.
Yeah, yeah.
I ate the sushi.
You ate the sushi. Yeah.
Right.
And then we had your special hand roll.
Exactly. That was a really good one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I like other restaurants that I like. I like Recoveco. I think they're doing a good job.
Such
Like
fantastic.
that generation, I'm really proud of that generation.
Yeah. These kids nowadays.
Young chefs
Yeah, they're
that
doing
are
really
doing
good.
really good,
They are. They're so focused too.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I'm really down. I'm really down. And well, not talking about my partners, Osmelin and Camila.
Yeah, yeah.
What are
They're
they're brilliant.
the same generation.
They are really brilliant. They're like same generation, and they're doing really good.
What about splurge? You have a sweet tooth? Anything like that's like a splurge? Like today, I'm gonna have. You were telling me the other day
I'm Latin. I
the
love
burger
sweets.
and the sweet.
Oh no,
But you were telling me the other day about.
I
I just
love
want a steak.
Wagyu burger. Wagyu Shadow Wagyu.
Shadow Wagyu.
Shadow Wagyu that's the only burger that I eat in town.
Yeah.
I love it. Listen, yeah, Shadow Wagyu. I love Shadow Wagyu. I think the guys are great. Their menu is fantastic. We gotta go to the chef table.
I know.
Time.
I want to do that. I definitely want to do that. It's been on my list for years.
I want to do that too.
For years. And what desserts do you like?
I like Jamie's desserts at Hiyakawa. That strawberry shortcake that she does. She buys a lot of amazing fruits. I love the flan that we have, the Japanese flan that we have at Midorie. Actually, in the afternoon, I get into like around 4 or 5 o'clock. I just get into these sweet cravings.
Yeah, because we crash at that time and we need a little pick me up.
That is just like, and I go.
Con un cafecito.
And I steal the flan.
Do you drink coffee?
Yes.
Okay.
And I steal the flan at Midorie. And the chefs sometimes they hide it from me, and I'm like, "Where's the flan?
Oh,
No more flans?" Like, no, we don't have flans. And I'm like, I know they're lying.
Of course they are because the clients are supposed to come. We're coming in.
Right. And then I'm just going to open the refrigerator. I know where they are now. So I like.
Midoria was the last one I did. It was very good. If I had one by my house, I would go more.
Well, you can go to the Coconut Grove location.
I live in Pembroke Pines. Remember?
Okay. Exactly.
Yes.
And Letty's desserts are. Wow.
She blew my mind.
She is.
She almost made me cry. So
she is amazing.
The mantecado with that last dessert I had with the buñuelos too, and
the coquito, and she was like, "Try these,
coco rallado, like
try these, try that." Like
that whole thing was, yeah, that was
and,
fantastic.
And the other day she goes and she makes this like little box made out of white chocolate with the top and everything, so fancy. And this is like, I want to do that. I'm like, so you can eat that, you can break it and eat it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was amazing. So I am her fan. I love what she
Me too.
what she does is
too.
good.
Is there anything I haven't discussed that you want the listeners to know?
I'm okay. I think we had a nice conversation. I think the future of Miami is bright.
Agree.
I think we are going to focus on what we do best, which is to do small restaurants that are about quality. I love what Osman and Camila also are doing with the locals. Emelina is all local ingredients. The fish, the vegetables, and I love that. I think when you're eating something that you know that is healthy, it's medicine for you, and I like that. And I think thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming
That was a nice conversation.
and chatting with me.
Like we can have that without even a podcast.
I know.
Like,
Well, it was actually hard. Half the time I already knew the answer. I already knew what you were going to say.
Exactly.
But I'm kind of like, so please tell me about this. I'm like, I already know. I already know your story. But I had to make pretend, right? Got to do it for the podcast.
Nice.
No, thank you so much. And thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for bringing us these wonderful restaurants that I'm a fan of and that we're all fans of. And if you haven't been, get to them. And that's it. That's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. And spread the word. Tag your friends and share. Until next time. Bye. Thank you, Alvaro.
Thank you. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you so much. Yay.